It's Priscilla Batzel in Spring Hill, Florida at Expressionist Art Studio Gallery in the backyard, and it's getting cold. And I have short sleeves and shorts and sandals on, and I think I'm going to be in a hurry. This is a 16 by 20 inch canvas, and to facilitate time, I'm going to attempt to spread a nice thin layer of paint all over it. I have my glasses on so I can see the difference between white canvas and white paint. And this is my OXO omelet turning spatula, which is the best paint spreading tool I know of. Nice even layer, and right now I want a nice even layer, and I want it to be very thin because I'm going to use my dustpan. And maybe I'll just use my dustpan. I'll see in a minute. It might take me a minute to put some colors in there. I'm thinking that it would be really nice if I could convince myself a less is more type deal. Black and white and maybe 3 other colors. And that may turn out really well. I got a feeling it could. Maybe a little more white along here. And everything else looks pretty good. And the white paint or the black paint, whatever you put on first, is just mostly to facilitate the movement of the paint you put on top of it. And sometimes to enhance the ability of the paint with the Floetrol and or deco or pouring medium and or whatever kind of other pouring medium you happen to put in there to create cells. So I have spoken long enough, and that is going in the bucket, and I am going to put that aside for a moment, as I will, and pull out my big guns. And I am going to give myself plenty of white, some black. I didn't use any gold, and I want some. Whoops, I don't want it right there. That is not where I wanted it. Okay, time to introduce you to my Princeton Art Tool Catalyst spatulas, which I'm not operating very well right now. Never mind. It's been that kind of day. I'm not going to worry about it. So, I don't often use just a few colors, and right now, because I'm going to do that, and I love my neon purple from Folk Art, and also from Plaid, and also from Dick Blick, I found out. What else do I want in there? I want the Prussian blue. And I want it without something in its tip, please. And if I wanted to be really obnoxious, and I kind of do, I could go with the yellow. No, I could go with the orange. Wow, no, that's... Where's my turquoise? There's my turquoise. Really? Evidently the turquoise doesn't want to come out and play. Well, it will. It will when I make it. Okay, so that's black, gold, Prussian blue, turquoise, purple. And it's not in any... Yeah, I'm going for one more. It's not in any particular configuration to make it easier or more difficult. The most difficult thing is stopping now. Not only am I not going to stop now, I'm going to go back and use some of the same color I had in there. And same thing with all of this. I've got to figure out a way to make squeeze bottle colors float on the surface of something. I'm going to wipe my spatula off in case I need it in a minute. Now, the question is, am I going to tip this when I put... I should have used an 18 by 24 inch canvas that way. I would have had a much better opportunity. Yeah, I'm going to have to start... I'm going to start that at the edge. Am I? Try and get it to come out level. Yes. And then just slow it right down. Let it go over the edge. I'm going to let it pool. Well, I would let it pool. I'm going to basically shove it all down into one side so I can then make a ribbon out of what's left, if I can. And I think I'm just going to grab a little bit more. Do I have any left? Not a lot, but some. And I'm going to grab... Yes, am I? go over here. Trying to see what I'm doing. And I'm going to try and scrape one more time. And that just looks like fun to me. So that was pretty simple. I'm going to spatula out whatever's left in my dustpan. It's not a dollar store dustpan. It came from something else. I'm going to try and rescue whatever paint is falling over, flowing. And you know, that was just kind of a lot of fun and maybe a little too easy. I'm going to pull that right over here because I want it to go over here. I've got all kinds of paint coming right off my side, right off my edges. And there are no rules for me, so I can do what I want. And that includes making the pattern look like it goes elsewhere. I don't really think I want it to tip, but maybe we'll just spend a minute and torch. I love the colors. I don't think it needs much of anything. They're a little thick in places, but I use GAC 800 in all of my paints, which means that when they dry and they're thick, they don't crack. It's not the most even thing in the world, but then it's an abstract pattern, so I wouldn't really expect it to be. And it just makes me want to fill up my dustpan again and go do another one. Now, in theory, I could probably take my tubing to this. I could also probably do all kinds of things, like you could put chain in here, you could put a fork through this, you could drag your spatula through different places, which means I kind of want to do that. Because I can, which is, by the way, the name of my book, Because I Can. It's the first 100 videos on YouTube, all the links, all the processes, and more recent processes, and all my tools, which is a nice resource to have. And I have a crib sheet here, and I'm not sure that took long enough for us to even worry about. So if you want some really fast art, I would say a dustpan is a good way to go. I'm going to cover up that fingerprint and tell you I've got over 400 videos, so if you liked what you just watched, most of the rest of them are a whole lot longer than that. I do sell my art. There are links to Facebook albums 1, 2, and 3 of YouTube wet and dry artworks. There's Pinterest and Instagram all underneath the video at the bottom of the description. In the description there is my paint pouring mixture recipe, and if you decide you'd like to help support the studio through a donation to PayPal or Patreon, you will be automatically entered in a contest to pick, if your name is drawn, 1 of 3 artworks of mine. As long as you have a valid email address. And I'd love it if you guys shop my Teespring, and if you use my Amazon link and you want to find any of my Princeton Art Tool Catalyst spatulas, that's the place to find them, along with the OXO omelet turning spatula. It costs you no more, and it helps me a little bit, and I appreciate that. I want to say thank you to all the people who have contributed to keep me painting. I really appreciate all the comments that you guys share with me, and as simple as this is, I think it's done. It just is what it is. And I don't want to do anything else to it because I like it. And somebody else might like it too, and that could be good for me. Although I am going to scrape off some of that dripping paint. Alright, this is Priscilla Battelle in Spring Hill, Florida. Climbing on her small ladder to see what you can see. And maybe touching up an edge or two in a second. Saying, thank you guys for visiting. Thank you to 42,500 to 44,000, however many subscribers I have right now. I really appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. Appreciate the comments, really a lot. I have a lot of fun with you guys, talking to you guys on and off all day long. So if you have a question, don't be shy. Just ask. I'll let you know if I can, and if I can, I'll tell you that too. All right, you guys, take care. Bye for now. Priscilla out.